say that it was a pleasure to come and stand before you, but I'd be lying. Julianne will be talking about my mother in greater detail, and I attribute all my strengths, moral and mental, to my mother, who really, under very adverse conditions, raised 2.5 good kids. My mother was born in Fukushima, which is in northern Japan, and she came to the United States, Seattle, as almost like a child bride, but at age 21, to my father. I think they barely knew each other. I think they were formally introduced. But, she had a fairly tough, isolated life. We lived out in the country, so she was isolated geographically. Her English was non-existent, so she was isolated in a communicative way. So the thing that she had most of all was a very strong faith. Her father was a missionary in Japan, lifelong missionary, and he exerted a very strong and deep belief in God, and it was transferred to her. Not too much to her children, but I'm straying from my stream. Anyway, my script says that my mother came to Seattle in 1919 as a young bride, and when she was 21 years old. And she passed away at age 77, having raised 3 fairly normal children.
My mother-in-law, her name is Tosa, was a true pioneer. Her daily routine consisted of doing all the housework, raising 3 sons, and working in the greenhouse. She was a hard-working, safe mother, but she also had many interests and enjoyed Japanese cultural arts, such as playing the shamisen, practicing Japanese calligraphy called shodo, and enjoyed composing poetry, such as haiku and tanka. I used to exchange Japanese poems with her, and it was fun. Being such a busy person, you would think that she would want to sleep in on Sundays. But no, worship service at Presby was what she looked forward to each Sunday and attended faithfully. She loved to sing, and she was a regular member of the Presby Nichigobu Choir. She also took time to read the Bible. She had a strong Christian faith. She was one of the very few Japanese who became a Christian when she was growing up in Japan. The reason was the legacy of faith left to her by her father. Her father, Sataro Kumasaka, was born in Fukushima, Japan in 1863. As a young man, he was sent to Tokyo to study the silkworm trades. He met an American missionary and was baptized at the age of 24 in November of 1856. Returning to Fukushima, he constructed schools, established daycare center for both children and elderly, and founded a church, a Presbyterian church. He married and was blessed with 11 children. All 11 children were baptized together when Tosa was a young child, and she kept her faith all through her life. In the early 1900s, Christians in Japan were frowned upon. So Sataro encouraged his children to live in the United States. Tosa, her sister, and 4 brothers all lived in the Pacific Northwest. Her brother Shoji was a regular member at Presby and served as an elder. Tosa taught me to keep the Christian faith through thick and thin. She loved the Presby family. She was close to many families, and she enjoyed being with them. When she was older and her health was failing, I remember Mrs. Hidaka, that's Jane Tsuboi's mother, coming to visit her many times, just like a younger sister would. The Presby family was important to her. On this Founder's Day, I am thankful to her and all the Christian pioneers who built the firm foundation for this church.